On June 29th, 2024, until November 16th of this year, 2024, Saturn is going to station retrograde in the watery sign of Pisces. Now, Saturn is the planet of structure, of time, discipline, responsibility, and limitations. It's one of the outer planets. It represents the hard lessons, our challenges that we face. It encourages us to build these solid foundations in order to develop resilience. Saturn's influence on us, it brings us a sense of reality, and it urges us to confront our responsibilities and our commitments with maturity and perseverance. Now, Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. It's ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is associated with our intuition, our dreams, our spirituality, compassion. It represents like the boundless mystical aspects of life, and it's often connected to forms of creativity, empathy, and our subconscious mind. Pisces energy is very fluid, it's intuitive, it's sensitive, it's empathizing, it's emotional and spiritual growth. Now, when a planet stations retrograde, it appears to move backwards in the sky, and the energy then becomes more inward. And so instead of having the energy of Saturn moving outward, we now take the energy and transmute it inward. This encourages introspection. It's about reflection, particularly wanting us to review, to reassess our responsibilities, our structures, our boundaries currently that we've built up to this point, especially those related with our emotional and our spiritual lives, because we're bringing in the Pisces elements. This is going to be a time that we're going to need to examine where we need to establish firmer boundaries or where we might be too rigid and need to flow more. This retrograde period is going to encourage you to develop discipline in your spiritual practices, whether it's meditation, mindfulness, or other spiritual activities. Now is going to be the time that you're going to want to go inward and integrate these practices into your daily routines with consistency and commitment. To focus on a healing inside and of compassion, you're going to be urged to confront any emotional wounds and engage in the deep, the transformative healing work. This can involve forgiving yourself, forgiving others, letting go of past hurts, or fostering compassion in your relationships. Pisces is watery and intuitive nature. It's going to be highlighted during this retrograde. So pay attention to your dreams, your intuition, your inner guidance, where you feel called. This transit can bring structure to your creative and intuitive insights. It can turn them into more of practical, actionable steps, because that's what Saturn wants to do. Saturn is the goal. It is over time. So you're better able to heal. Saturn retrograde can bring your past issues to the surface for kind of a reevaluation of sorts. It could bring about an opportunity to resolve the lingering problems, to complete any unfinished business, and to gain closures on matters that have been left unresolved. Saturn's stationing retrograde in Pisces is really inviting you to delve deeper into your emotional and your spiritual worlds. It's going to be a time where you're going to want to reassess your boundaries and develop discipline into your spiritual practices. By embracing this period of introspection and healing, you can build this stronger, more compassionate foundation for your life. Hi, I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your Saturn Retrograde 2024 transit forecast for all 12 signs. Now, before we dive in, I want to share about my new Transit Talk webinars that I'm going to be offering. These are interactive educational opportunities that will be on a different topic each month. To learn more, visit willowgracemystic.com, and to get astrological updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. Now let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, this transit is occurring in your 12th house. So Saturn being rules, regulations, boundaries, now turning inward with your 12th house. Your 12th house revolves around themes of your intuition, your dreams, Akashic records, past life regressions. The 12th house also represents our connection to the spiritual realm, our subconscious mind. It is also the house of where we have hidden enemies and where we have limitations, or where we create self-sabotage, sabotaging experiences for ourselves, where we don't trust our own thoughts, ideas, and belief. This transit is really going to be emphasizing introspection of your spiritual growth, healing from these past wounds, whether it has been caused from other people upon you, or karma from one time period from another, like past lives, or generational from grandparent to parent to you. Or this could be what you put upon yourself with your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs. You might need to confront any hidden fears that you have. This could also be about subconscious patterns that you have, possibly seeking solitude, wanting to be alone, to meditate, to tap into the inner wisdom, to reflect, to rejuvenate. This is going to be a time to release any old baggage and for you to find closure. The 12th house is where we go within to attain the inner healing, to take the deep journeys in order to transcend, because we want to connect to our divine, our God, our goddess, Yahweh, Allah, Buddha, our higher power, spirit. And in order to clear out our karmic debts, in order to heal and renew, to come out of this after taking time to reflect, to have the spiritual discipline. You might find that you are reassessing your emotional boundaries at this time, and that you're seeking healthier ways in order to protect your energy, protect yourself through dreams, intuition. Remember that the 12th house is what we do alone and what we do that's hidden, but it's connected to meditation or dream work. And so astral travel, astral projection, connection to others through any type of dream or the subconscious mind. The 12th house is where we go to withdrawal. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, you have Saturn stationing retrograde in your 11th house. Now the 11th house for you represents your goals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, who you want to network with. Saturn stationing retrograde in your house of friendships or networks or your community. It really prompts this reevaluation of who is in your social circles. What groups do you belong to? Where do you network? These long-term goals of where you want to go and who you want to connect up with. The 11th house means that with Saturn stationing retrograde here, because it'll be a time of introspection, reflection, your dream reassessment, my goals, where do I want to align myself with other people? And so this could be exploration and looking at all of my networks, all of my 11th house topics of shared creativity, my social circles, my star family, or people that you feel connected to, like with kindred spirits, or where we volunteer, like humanitarian efforts. Saturn stationing retrograde here is giving you an opportunity to heal these old wounds, possibly through your connections with others, and staying grounded and saying, I have to work through and say, where do I need a healthy boundary between me and this person, me and this group? Letting go. I always say it's let go, let flow of fear, and allowing energy to flow, because when we're holding on to something so tightly, we don't have a chance to have the energy flow from one to another. So for Saturn retrograde in your house of friendships and your community is really prompting you to take a look inward at your social circles. What are your long-term goals? What are your hopes? To go within, and maybe you are choosing to distance yourself from some of these that no longer suit your needs, that no longer align with what you might consider to be your personal aspirations because of your internal growth and change. And truly take some time to reflect upon your desires. Saturn stationing retrograde here is allowing you to readjust where you have reshaped your spiritual beliefs and your emotional responses and who you are now aligning with for your highest and best good for your emotional maturity. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, I want you to look for any planets between 12 and 19 degrees because this is going to affect you greater in your area of career, which will oppose your home, which will square yourself, and which will square partnership. So again, planets at or around the degrees of 12 to 19. Having Saturn stationing retrograde at the top of your chart, it really has you looking at a focus of your career, your image, your long-term ambitions. The 10th house is the house of your public life. It's the house of authority figures. It is the house of honors and awards and your reputation. It's about your status or where you want to make your public mark on society. The 10th house is what do you want to achieve? And so this period is going to be of deep introspection, and it will oppose your home. It will square partnership, and this could be with clients or business partners, and your first house of self, of your identity, your appearance, of what you want to create. The planet of Saturn stationing retrograde in your 10th house again has a focus of who you are, who you're presenting to the world with your public image and these long-term ambitions, and that you are taking a good, long, hard look at reassessing your professional path, your goals, making the necessary needs for adjustments in order for you to align with a deeper sense of purpose, heartfelt purpose. This is going to be a good time to address any work-related issues that may have been lingering. Remember that retrogrades are always a go back and reflect, to realign, to reassess. You are looking at your career, and does it fit with your subconscious exploration of how you want to be known, who you want to be known as. This could be a restructuring of your faith, looking at your emotional boundaries that you've set in your professional relationships, coming up with ways that you can protect your energy while maintaining healthy empathy and compassion for others, but still needing to reflect on your past experiences in order to follow your spiritual beliefs, your emotional responses. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, this transit of Saturn stationing retrograde is in your 9th house. Now, the 9th house for you is your higher thoughts and beliefs. It's religion, it's philosophy. The 9th house represents travel. It's your cross-cultural experiences. It's foreign people, places, and things, and wanting to understand and reignite or it's about bringing a review of your beliefs, of higher education, of your long distance travel, or your connection with other people, and bringing it within. You might find yourself truly reassessing your thoughts, your religious beliefs, what you think to be true. This could be seeking a healthier way to protect your energy while you are connected with others. This period is about a introspection, taking you within, reflecting on past experiences of where you have been, people that you've connected with, experiences of how does this change me. The ninth house is also the house of taking a class or a workshop, but it's publishing, it's journaling. The ninth house is your ideals, your philosophy, beliefs, and it's also about ethics and morals. And it can be rituals and ceremonies. And we can also bring in topics of legal matters. So, Cancer, this is a time to seek a deeper meaning and to look at your life and want to reconsider, what are your spiritual beliefs? What are these philosophical beliefs? Looking back at your academic pursuits, your travel plans. This is you taking a look at how you connect with others, with wanting to understand things that are bigger than what we are alone, and saying, what needs a reevaluation in my life? I need to realign my spiritual accountability. I need to have this soulful responsibility to who I am and who I am growing into, who I am evolving into. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, Saturn stationing retrograde is in the sign of Pisces in your 8th house. The 8th house for you is the house of deep bonding. It's the house of deep psychological birth, death, rebirth, and the opportunity for transformation. And so the Saturn stationing retrograde in the house of shared resources and intimacy is asking you to transform and bringing this focus on matters that have deep emotional, psychological bonds and connections to others. You might need to address issues that have to do with debts or loans or inheritances. The 8th house, remember, is your connection with other people. So this can be a business partner and your shared assets that have to do with that person, or your shared debts. This could be with an ex, with alimony and child support. This might have to do with your life partner if you're sharing a home, or you're sharing material wealth or material debts, as in a house loan or car loans. The 8th house is truly, it's the house of taboo topics, and it's wills, it's inheritances. The 8th house can be you with family members. If you shared these deep experiences that have truly shaped you, either through some type of a wounding or a deep experience of that has offered you this opportunity to dive into more of an exploration. This is also the house of sex, so this could be an intimate partner that you feel deeply bonded or connected to. Leo, this will be a time of you diving within and saying, what are my karmic lessons? What is my spiritual accountability? How do I heal from this trauma? I need to accept emotional maturity, and I need to have psychic boundaries. The 8th house is where we don't discuss these things openly. And so there could be letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of fears or grudges, going within, prompting you to truly reflect on your past experiences that have shaped you in these beliefs that you have these emotional triggers or responses to. This will be a time that you might need to address these issues, again, that have to do with debt, legal matters, loans, inheritances, or that you might need to work on those psychological or emotional challenges that are in your life. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, this Saturn stationing retrograde transit is occurring in your 7th house of partnership. So I want you to look for any planets that come between 12 and 19 in your 7th house of 1 plus 1, you plus others. This can be business partners, significant others, clients, one-on-one relationships. This is also the house of open enemies and exes. And in your 1st house of self in the sign of Virgo, again, between 12 and 19 degrees, Gemini, 12 and 19 degrees, because this is your career, your job, your legacy, your reputation, and in the sign of Sagittarius, your home, your foundation, again, 12 to 19 degrees, because this transit is going to occur in your partnership sector that will affect you. It will oppose who you are. It will definitely affect you, but you with somebody else. And definitely square your home. Something needs to be integrated with your foundation, and it will definitely square your job, your career, your legacy, your reputation. So when we look at this retrograde, we look at it as an opportunity to say, my relationships, my partnerships, everything is now under review. This could be best friends, significant others, clients, one-on-one relationships. Saturn retrograde is having you to reassess your commitments to clients, to partnership, to exes. It's any of these dynamics that you are in close proximity or in close relationship to. There's going to be this time that you're going to have to work out or rework these boundaries about trust, about mutual responsibilities in partnership. Pisces is very watery, it's intuitive, and it doesn't want to have, it blurs the boundaries. Saturn wants to have rigid structure. And so together, this is an opportunity for you to go within and have this introspective, reflective look at partnership in your life. All types of partnership. The 7th house is you plus others. And this could be, again, with clients, business partnerships, friends. This is your emotional boundaries of where do you give too much and where do you need to have healthy boundaries. The 7th house is this intuitive structure, and this will be your karmic lesson of I need to reassess where I've given too much, where I need to take ownership of my soulful responsibility of, yes, I want to connect up with you, but yes, I still need to be myself. I need to be independent of it. This period is really going to have you going within for these deep, introspective moments where you're going to reflect on past experiences with each of these people that are in your life that have either shaped your beliefs or people that you consider close, near and dear to your heart, or again with clients, and then saying, what are my emotional responses to them? How do I release and let go? Let go, let flow. And this could be with limiting beliefs or feeling safe and feeling secure. Saturn retrograde in Pisces is like really opening up this opportunity for you to heal these old emotional wounds. but have these healthy, structured boundaries within to work with. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, Saturn is going to be stationing retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 6th house. Now the 6th house for you is your daily habits. It's your mental health, your physical health. It's how do you take care of yourself and think outside the box in order to do this. Is it yoga, meditation? Is it seeing a chiropractor, a healthcare practitioner? Is it going to speak to somebody like a counselor or a mentor? The 6th house is where I give of myself for service to others. It's your relationship with coworkers. It's also employees, if you have employees. So it'll be relationship with them. It's nutrition and it's diet and it's self-care and ridding yourself of old habits. Saturn stationing retrograde here is really going to highlight your health, your daily routine, your work environment. This is the balance between your home and your career. And so all of these topics are going to be brought to the forefront for you to reevaluate. It's being reflective. It's going within. You might need to revisit wellness practices, saying, I got out of yoga, I need to make it a practice, or I got out of my daily walk or my daily meditation, or ways that can improve your work habits. This could be anything from blocking off your time of what have you done that has worked for you in the past that brought you health and wellness that you got out of the habit of. And now you have to address these topics. This could be truly addressing topics that have to do with your workspace, of being taken advantage of giving too much, not having healthy boundaries here. This is going to be a truly a good time for you to implement more structure and more disciplined routines for better health and productivity, and finding that balance between home and work. If you are looking to do the inward work, this could be wanting to understand, this could be a past life regression, going back to say, what is causing this? Seeking a counselor, seeking a mentor, going back and addressing old issues or old emotional wounds to say, where did this come from? Where did this trigger come from? I need to either seek out therapy or journaling, yoga, mindful meditation. I need to stay grounded. I need to walk in nature. So Saturn in Pisces here is really asking you to tap into your mental, physical, spiritual, psychological, emotional needs and well-being, and to re-tap into that, to reconnect and have psychic boundaries, because this is your responsibility. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, Saturn stationing retrograde in the sign of Pisces is occurring in your 5th house. Now the 5th house for you is, where do you take a risk? What brings you joy? What brings you pleasure? This can be lovers. This can be art, music, children, creativity, acting like a child, tapping into your inner child. The 5th house is about romance, and it can be investments. It is recreation and pleasure, and it's leisure activities. It's dating, all types of like love affairs. The 5th house is all types of creative self-expression and creative outlets. And so We look at creativity, romance, self-expression. These are going to be the topics that you're going to reflect upon. Saturn retrograde is going to encourage you to reassess your creative projects that you have pushed to the back burner, and maybe you come back to it, but it's different. Maybe you were into painting, or you were into art or poetry, and now you approach it differently. This could be romantic relationships, having healthier boundaries, an opportunity to reassess this. This is an opportunity to truly ensure that you align with people, places, and things that are tapped into your deeper values. This is also going to be a time to take a more disciplined approach to your passions, to your hobbies, topics that have to revolve around your children or tapping into your inner child. You may find yourself reassessing your emotional boundaries that you've set in your relationships, either with your children or with possibly a lover, wanting to seek healthier ways to protect your energy while maintaining empathy and compassion, but needing to still make sure that your needs are met first. This period is really going to be an opportunity to have this deep introspection. It's trining your first house of self. It's, I need to make daily play, daily tapping into my inner child, a daily happening, a thing. I need to reflect on my past experiences, and I need to let go of my limiting beliefs. I need to address my emotional wounds and move forward with childlike creativity in order to heal through these spiritual practices. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, I would like for you to take note of any planets if you have between 12 and 19 degrees in the sign of Pisces or in the sign of Sagittarius, because that's your first house of self, your identity. Virgo, again, 12 to 19 degrees, because that's your career, your job, your legacy, your reputation. And Gemini, because that is your 1+1 house. That is you with partnership, you with clients, you with best friends and significant others. So what's happening is you're having Saturn stationing retrograde at the bottom of your chart. This is your foundation, your home, your family, your roots, your tradition. The fourth house represents your foundation, but it's your ancestors. It's people who feel like family, and it is your upbringing. Because you have this planet of boundaries, of wanting to have healthy boundaries, moving retrograde in such a watery sign, with your foundation, it will rock your world with who you are, your first house of self, your seventh house of partnership, and opposing my career, my job, my legacy. This transit could have you reassessing your emotional boundaries with family or partnerships or with people that you work with. This will have you looking at your relationships that you have set, and now you need to seek these healthier ways to protect your energy while maintaining this empathy, this compassion for others. Saturn retrograde in Pisces is this opportunity to address and heal these old wounds that have to do with your home. It's about home, family, emotional foundations. All of these topics are going to come into a clear focus during this transit, and you're going to have to address any unresolved family issues that can come up. This could be making changes to your living situation with people that are in your home, people that are not in your home, you in your home. This transit really is going to invite you to create a really more stable home environment, one that is more secure, one that reflects your roots and your heritage of what do you want. And remember, this is going to square. You need to integrate. Who are you? Who are you changing and evolving into? What does partnership look like? Friendship, clients, and opposing authority figures of, and this could be who you feel like family members are, like authority with family members. This could be parents or grandparents. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, Saturn is stationing retrograde in Pisces in your third house of communication. So the third house for you, it's about communication, siblings, your local community. It's where you get out and you network with others. These can be your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins, your people that you meet in the grocery line. All of these people that you network with are going to be highlighted. The third house represents media and conversation, news, gossip. The third house is transportation. It can represent family relationships that have to do with early childhood. The third house is what you do and who you connect up with, who you communicate with on a daily basis. And so you are going to be reflecting, having this introspective time in your life where you're going to be looking at your emotional boundaries between these people, healing, and having this knowing that you need to have spiritual accountability with what you say and who you communicate and how you communicate that with others, having to identify more of an emotional maturity, having soulful responsibility and psychic boundaries with those people that you are connected with. Saturn retrograde in Pisces is having you address these old emotional wounds, and that might be looking to get therapy or looking at journaling or meditation or yoga or connecting with where can I get support closer to home. Now this can be online or that can be like traveling somewhere to get it. This is also going to be a really good time for you to improve your communication skills, saying what you say and meaning what you say, but saying it with love and compassion, but having these healthy boundaries around the way that you are communicating, wanting to resolve conflict, maybe that you've had with your siblings, or reassess your local engagements of taking a class or a workshop or traveling somewhere that's within my, like a park or within my close proximity. The third house has everything to do with communicating, writing, journaling, accidents, short journeys. It's things that it's about building relationships, and you are restructuring those things and possibly rebuilding those, like reconnecting with an old friend, reconnecting with a neighbor, reconnecting and rebuilding relationships with siblings or family members. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, Saturn stationing retrograde is in your second house. For you, I consider this really important because it's about your money, your resources, your cash, your property, your skill set. It is all about what do you need in order to feel safe and secure emotionally, physically, spiritually. This is about your work ethic. It is your self-esteem. It's your movable property. The second house is your mental, emotional, your spiritual resources, how you support yourself out like daily, and your entire value system. This is about sensual pleasures and your personal belongings. And so Saturn stationing retrograde brings to topics your financial matters, your personal values, your self-worth. All of these topics are going to be the focus. You might need to review your financial situation. What are your bills? Your money going out? What are you paying on? Wanting to pay off things better or sooner. This could be a better budget, your spending habits, really taking a hard look and having the spiritual discipline and to have these healthy boundaries with your skill set and your money and your resources. This transit is really encouraging you to reassess your values about, is this really important to me? How much is this important to me? Do I care about this anymore? Or is this my main focus now? Ensuring that your financial decisions moving forward truly align with your long-term goals. Saturn is the planet of time and structure and boundaries, and wanting you to have structure and boundaries, healthy boundaries, with your personal resources so that you can build things over time, getting a handle on your spending, getting a handle on, like, are you going to take a class or a workshop in order to build your skill set? What are you doing for yourself that will give you security in order to move forward at the end of this transit? It's a stop, pause, take a look, and say, where do I need to address and readdress? Where do I need to be accountable for my spending habits? Where do I need a realignment of sorts with your personal assets? So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, this is a really important transit for you because this is all about you. The first house is your identity. The first house is your self-expression, your health, your vitality. It's who you are. It's your interests, your desires, your outlook. It's you being seen. So if you have any planets between 12 and 19 degrees, this will have more of an impact. So look at 12 and 19 degrees in your first house of self, or in the sign of Gemini, because that is squaring your, it's your home, your family, your roots, your traditions. In the sign of Virgo, 12 and 19 degrees, because that'll include your partnership, your significant other, clients, one-on-one relationships, and in the sign of Sagittarius, because that's at the top of your chart. What do you want to do for your reputation? So having this transit happen in your first house sends off, it affects who your partner is, relationship with partnership, clients, best friends, and squares things that you are doing at home, and also squares you with your reputation, your job, authority figures, career. So taking a look back on this, it has to do with your personal identity, your self-image, your personal goals. All of these topics are going to be highlighted because Saturn here is saying, I would like you to reflect on your sense of self. Who are you? Who are you presenting yourself to the world with? Home, with partnership, clients, significant others, open enemies, exes, career, work, job, authority figures. Who are you presenting yourself to the world? This is going to be a time that you're going to need to go inward and look at self-improvement, setting healthy boundaries, working on your personal discipline and personal responsibility of what are you doing to move forward? What do you need to own? This is spiritual discipline. This is about emotional boundaries, offering these karmic lessons of wisdom of where have I come from? Where have I now moved towards? Having enough time to reflect and say, I need a realignment. I need to restructure. I need to focus on my emotional maturity and have psychic boundaries for sure that has to do with partners, you, authority figures. Saturn retrograde in Pisces in your first house is going to be this opportunity for you to address and truly heal some emotional wounds where you can definitely need to stay grounded using mindful meditation and reflect on your past experiences and look at where you have shared beliefs with others and where does it affect your emotional responses, and to let go of fear, let go of limiting beliefs and fears and grudges in order to move forward with stepping into your personal identity. This will be a realignment of your identity, who you are, your first house of self, your happiness, your health, your appearance, your image. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this on the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.